Hi everyone, Bernadette from Dear Mum in Heaven. So I'm here today just to talk to you a little bit about the importance of self-care and just one particular technique that you might be able to use. And so the technique is journaling, and to journal just 10 things that you miss about your mum. I just finished a journaling diploma online and it was pretty awesome. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize how in-depth journaling can be and how therapeutic it can be. And I'm not suggesting it's the only thing that helps us when we're grieving, because sometimes we need so much more than that. But journaling alone can be a really awesome technique. And so one of the techniques that you could use in journaling is just to make a list of 10 things that you miss about your mum. So for me, one of the things I really miss about my mum is talking to her. Like, we used to speak on the phone anywhere between 3 to 5 times a week, and I miss that. I miss the phone ringing and picking it up and knowing that my mum was probably at the other end of the phone and just hearing her voice. And whether I was hearing her cranky stories or her beautiful stories, it didn't matter. She was there and I was hearing her voice. And we were having conversations, and I missed that a great deal. Another thing I really miss about my mum is her love. And I don't know about you guys, but my mum had this huge loving energy. And I remember when I was a teenager, she would hug my friends and nearly break their cheekbones because she would squeeze them so hard. I miss that physical love that I got from her, and I don't get that anymore. And so that's something that I miss, and that's something that I would write on my list of the 10 things that I miss about my mum. I miss not physically seeing her. I don't know about you, but when my mum died, one of the things that was the most hardest for me was not physically having her there anymore. I couldn't touch her. I couldn't hug her. I couldn't hold her hand. I couldn't see her physically. And like, even the smell of her, like my mum, I don't know about you, but my mum used to smoke, but even the smell of the smoke, that physical smell, I miss that terribly about my mum. I know this might sound crazy, but I even miss the fights that I had with her. Sometimes we'd have arguments. We would obviously have very different opinions about things. And so I miss that about my mum as well. And so I highly recommend that you guys start a journal, and maybe to begin your journal, you can make a list of 10 things that you really miss about your mum. And I know that there are probably a million things that you can write on your list, but just to start with, you can write 10 things. And what you do is you leave a few pages open. So you might be feeling really sad one day and you're really missing your mum deeply. You can go back to that part of your journal and you can just add some things that you miss about her. And I think the importance of journaling is that you can go back and reflect, and it just reminds you of the things that you miss about her. And by doing that, it will normalize your grief, because I sometimes feel like when we're grieving the loss of someone we love, we feel like we're actually going crazy. So guys, I hope that that technique helps you just a little bit, especially on the days that you're feeling really down. So until my next video, guys, take care and we'll catch up soon. Cheers.